everybody, it's Doreen, and welcome back to day 7 of my Christmas card series. So now today we are going to be using Erica, or my Silhouette Cameo, and we're going to also be adding a few embellishments on our card. So now with this card, I'm not sure if there is, and I know there isn't, a Cricut cartridge that you can use to make this card. But I saw this on the Silhouette Studio website, and I just had to make it. So what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we will be making. Now on the front here, I have some embellishments that I purchased at Michael's. But the actual cut file is what is inside. So when you open the card, it is a pop-out Christmas tree. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay, everybody, so this file that we're going to be cutting with the Silhouette today is another file from the Silhouette website. So I'm not going to go out to the website and show you the cut file because I've shown that in previous videos, but I will show you how to add it to your mat. So I've already downloaded it to my library, and we're going to go ahead and open up that file, and it's this one right here. It's called a 3D pop-out Christmas tree card. If you want to go ahead to the Silhouette website and download it to your library. So we'll double click on that, and then it opens it up onto my mat. So now as you can see, it's rather wide on the mat, so I did some adjusting to make it fit the way I wanted it to. So right now everything is grouped together, so what you can do is go ahead and ungroup it, and then you can move your pieces around on your mat and set it up the way you want on your paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the one that I already went ahead and resized. So I ended up resizing mine to, the height is 5.49 and the width is 8.50. Or you can just make it the height 5.5 and the width 8.5, which would then make it a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card. So now what you'll need to remember to do is, if you're going to be doing your resizing, you want to make sure that you have everything grouped together so that it does resize all at the same height and width and its proportion. So now if you're going to make this card and you have the Silhouette, go ahead and download the file from the Silhouette website, add it to your library, and then go ahead, cut it out, and we'll go and put the card together. Okay, everybody, so now that we've gone ahead and cut out our card with our die cutting machine, and I did use the Silhouette Cameo as I showed you previously how to cut this card out. So now let's go ahead and bring up the supplies so we can put together the card for day number 7. So I'm using just some plain white cardstock for my top layer here, or the layer that we will be gluing our tree form into. And this is just some of the Georgia Pacific cardstock. And the other thing that I've done is, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up, but I did take my Versa marker and go along the scallops, and then I took some of the SparkleNSprinkle embossing powder, and this is the silver pearl. Now I will put a link down below in the description bar where you can order this. I got this at a rubber stamp show, but you can get this online, I do believe. So that's what I did for that layer. And then the layer that will be going on top, because our card's going to go this way, I also took, and actually I did it on both sides because I didn't know which color I liked better. And you can barely see that one. So I think I'm going to be using this side because of the embellishment that I'm going to put on the front of the card. So I once again took the Versa marker and went along my scallop edges And this time I used the Oriental Fire, which is by SparkleNSprinkle. So that's what I'm using on the top. So let's go ahead and get our tree itself, the pop-up portion, and we should go ahead and put this together. So the way this works is these are going to pop out like so. So it'll go that way, and then what you're going to do is take the inside ones and pop them out on these score lines. So we have a score line. All the score lines are along here. So let me make sure I do this right. Okay, everybody, so now what you want to do is, because you want this to fold flat like this, so you'll take your score marks and fold in on each one of them like I've already done. So I've gone ahead and taken each side and then folded in on the score marks like so. So then what you'll end up with is a piece like this. And so what you're going to glue down or tape down to your card is this one and then your top one. And you should come up like maybe 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take and make a pencil mark so that I can see this and know exactly where I want it to line up at. So I'm going to place one there and then one there. And then I don't think I need one on that side. I'm going to put one on the bottom here as well. Just do that one on the top. So when you lay it down and open it out, it's going to open like that. So you fold down and fold up. And there you have your Christmas tree. Now I hope you'll be able to see this because of the cardstock that I use. So now this cardstock is once again some of the Recollections cardstock, and it is the Holiday Prints pack. Sorry for that glitter. That I'm going to be using. So now I want to go ahead and tape this side first down. So let's get some tape on here. Now this is a Laura Whitlock cut file, and I will put a link down to her blog or her website that she has, but you can pick up the images, as I said before, in the Silhouette store. And she didn't give instructions on how to put this together, so hopefully I'm doing this right. We'll see in a minute when we go to lay it down inside the actual card if I did it right. And actually, I think before I put this down, I'm going to add my front piece to my card. So let me get that out. And let's do that first. So I'm going to use this side. And the other thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and ink along these edges as well, I believe. So, or maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah? No? Okay. Nope. I'm not going to ink it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it down. So let's get our tape on our piece. And with this card, I knew I wanted to make it, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to put on the front of it. So I'm actually designing this as we are recording this video. So it's kind of like all in my head right now. And when you do this, you want to kind of line up your scallops. So let's see if I can get this off of here, because my scallops are not lining up the way they should be. So now you get to see me pull off after putting on all that tape. So let me do that and then I'll be back. Okay everybody, I did get it up. I did wrinkle my paper a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to be putting an embellishment on the top of here. So note to self, line up your scallops and not your edge when you're making this card. So I just want to snip a piece of the cardstock that I got right there and get that off of there. So I'm just going to take these scissors real quick and snip that little piece, and then we can move on. Okay, so now I have my scallops on. So now let's go ahead and add this piece down. So I'm going to line up my marks that I've made here. And let's make sure we're going the right way on the card. And then we're just going to lay this piece down. So I've got the one piece, and I'm lining up my top edges and bottom first before I go ahead and lay the card all the way down, because I don't want to have to pull this one up as well, because once I start doing all that taping, it is very hard to get it off, especially since I use so much tape. Okay, so now I'm ready to lay the other side down, and we're going to line up our scallops, make sure they're even. And I didn't get any tape along here, which I need to do. So we're just going to lay that flat, and then we're just going to put our tape right there. And I'm going to use the Tombow to do that. I don't know how I missed that side when I did that. Okay, so now let's go back over here and get our tape on this side. So I'm going to line this up here. And I'm going to get some tape down here. Now, I don't want to put any tape on that last piece down there, because we want that piece to fold out when we open the card. So make sure you don't put any tape along here. So I'm just going to take my card and close it up, and then that's how I'll make sure that I've got it taped. So now that I have my tree all put together, or my pop-out, I'm going to go ahead and add my embellishment on the front, and then I'm going to come back with the finished card. Okay everybody, so I am back with my finished card. So this is what I've done on the front. I've just gone ahead and taken some of my embellishments. I believe this was a Jolie embellishment, and these are some Recollections embellishments. And then I've also taken these teeny tiny stars. They come in like this, and I picked these up on a scrapbooking haul, and I glued those down to the card. And then I take the Recollections flower and put it up here in the corner. So now for the inside, what I recommend is, I also went ahead, because you know I had to add my bling, and put some bling on some of the circles in the card. And then I've stamped out, "Have a day filled with love, joy, and hope." And this is a stamp set that's by close to my heart. It's called Celebration. So it has these stamps on it. And I believe I got this when I got the Art Philosophy cartridge. They came with the set. So now, what I was saying earlier about what I recommend is, if you're going to put a greeting in the inside, like I did here, put your greeting, and you might not be able to see that. I'm going to bring it up. I've stamped that using the Tim Holtz Distress ink, the pine needles. And what I found when I went to stamp my image is I pressed down just a little too hard, so I broke some of the perforations for the tree. So what I ended up doing was taking my glue gun, which has the fine tip, and gluing the preparations back together. So if you are going to stamp something and you're going to put something up here in the corner, please make sure you do that first before you do your preparations and your scoring. So that's it, everybody. This is my finished card for day number 7. So now don't forget to come back so we can work on day number 8. We may be using Erica, we may be using the Cricket and the Gypsy. You'll have to come back to find out which one. Thanks for watching. Bye.